Hey there, Pisces. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is it's the 17th of February, 2025. This energy is an oracle. It's general oracle energy and tarot energy. So we're just going to be picking up on friends, family, community, your health, job, career, work sphere, love and relationship connections, and also what you don't see coming. So, Pisces, this energy, first of all, it feels like you may be dealing with some level of disappointment that is associated with a person or with a scenario or situation that is currently in your life or recently in your life. It feels that you may have been dealing with somebody or are currently dealing with somebody who I don't want to say there's a childish energy to them. We have the child here with the Lenormand deck. This can often talk about innocence, it can talk about hope and being playful, but the way that the cards are reading here in this energy is one of potentially dealing with our own immaturity in relationships and connections or the immaturity of someone else, or maybe we bring out immaturity in each other and it plays out in weird ways. Starting out here with your friends, your family, your community, you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Not the best card, okay? And this can be a problematic energy just because this person often will do things for their own benefit. They can be very superficial. It's like they pursue situations on a whim to please themselves in the moment. Okay, this could be a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo person, does not have to be. Either way, though, it feels like there's some level of entanglement that we've allowed or we've engaged in. And maybe it was romantic or like emotionally charged here, but it feels like it's also immature. So be mindful on who we're connecting with, because it doesn't feel like family. This feels like connections that are external to you, like people or friends or people who are becoming friends or whatever it is. It just feels like maybe we are approaching a situation and investing into something immaturely, and it might come to bite you in the butt. Um, in regard to your health, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, which is, it's not the best because it kind of like is an energy of the choices that we make actively bring, it's like they deny better opportunities in our life. It's like we remain stuck in the choices that we make, and so I've dealt with this personally my whole life, like being somebody who um has like food related frustrations. Like I have overeating tendencies. Back when I was a teenager in Los Angeles, I did modeling and I'm 5'10". And so like back then, I was 127 pounds and they wanted me to lose even more weight. Um, I was emaciated. I was a wreck. But what it did was it created this massive imbalance within how I view food and how I view being satisfied and how I view just connection with food, for pleasure or health, So it's like it's in the extremes for me. Either I'm like, counting every calorie and like meticulously going over every crumb and not cooking with any oil, or it's the absolute extreme of fuck it. I'm gonna like, use all the oil and I'm gonna eat as much as I want. I'm gonna feel like I'm bursting. Either way, this is about choice in regard, and it doesn't have to just be food, but like it's about choice and how we continue patterns in our health that affect our health. So how do we continue certain patterns that are going to negatively impact our health? Like you get to make that decision. Like children just go for pleasure, right? Children generally like will actively engage things because it just feels good. but there's a maturity that happens when we realize, oh, maybe I'm not making the right decisions, but I'm just kind of going on impulse, or like, it's been a really rough day. I need that bag of potato chips. And trust me, I'm not out of the woods with that one. I had that last week, a total big bag of potato chips and a candy bar, whatever. And I'm sure in between from there and now, there's been certain things. The point is, when you recognize the patterns that you are addicted to or maintain, it will affect your life in a consistent way. So maintaining, negative, poor health, or the decisions that we, maintain leading to lack of better health. It's asking for you to rise above that. It's asking for you to observe yourself and your patterns and why we do things. Maybe there's some sort of trauma from childhood that, you know, something something soothes us, and so we're dealing with like these residual, like long-term issues, but we're soothing with food, we're soothing with alcohol, we're soothing with porn or whatever. So just be mindful on that kind of stuff, because you bear to repeat the experience if you don't correct and course correct, right? If you don't change. So we need to be able to look, observe, and rise above it, because you are the one in this body. You are the one driving the machine. Be mindful of what you do, because it's going to affect your health. In regard to your work, your career, we have the Emperor, and this is reason. For some of you, this is a good thing. This is connecting with a boss that feels actually very solid. This is somebody that helps you get out of a slump. This is somebody that is very supportive, and through their experience as a business owner, or as a, in that position, in that role, they're able to impart some of their wisdom on you. I feel like this is very positive. I don't feel like this is a jerk boss, or somebody who's like, this is almost like somebody who's giving to you. They are supportive of you. They want you to thrive and succeed and transform your life and energy, and they want you to help you rise above it. So maybe we are having to study more for our work, or maybe we're having to take a class, or maybe we're having to do something here, but it's in support of you long term. It's like when the business or the boss actually invests in their people, right? That's one way to see it. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, this is rising above your own personal challenges. It's correcting and course correcting and being very dedicated and strategic in how you approach things, because we don't want to bear the same issues over and over again. So this is actively choosing to give yourself an opportunity for difference and change in your life. Very positive, though, very positive in however you choose to see it. Also, too, I will say, if you are a entrepreneur, this is asking for you to be more creative. It's asking for you to look at situations through a sense of awe and like wonderment and openness. Children are very open. They're very available to new information. They're little sponges. Where do we need to study? Where do we need to learn? Where do we need to garner information so it can help us rise above a situation and actually step into a better sense of well-being in our business, because this is you. Like, the Emperor is you. So that job of yours, if you're an entrepreneur, this is going to highlight you. Make it good. Right? Make it good. You don't want to give people shit. In regard to your relationships and connections, romantic or platonic, you have the Three of Swords. It's a little bit rough. Three of Swords is oftentimes situations where, like, we kind of, maybe the way that I'm being shown this is first the Two of Swords, and so oftentimes this is like a decision period, but also we're keeping our cards to ourselves. We're keeping our cards close. We're not expressing what we truly feel. And this is a weird thing, because it's like here, if we express something, then it's almost like things go very cold very quickly, which is almost like the antithesis of what we want. But if that is what happens here, Pisces, it's saying just let it go. Let it go, because clearly we're dealing with people who are immature and who can't deal with emotions and feelings. Also, too, I will say, for you guys who maybe were like acting very immature in our connections. This can be like feeling like, oh, teenage love, and I'm Twitter pated, and oh, the butterflies in my tummy. Those butterflies are actually they're for you to pay attention. They're usually there as a warning sign. I know we've been bred and raised on the butterflies mean good things, but oftentimes those butterflies are there to indicate some sort of danger or some sort of caution that needs to be exercised in a situation. And by expressing yourself emotionally or by expressing yourself emotionally in an immature way, it can also cause things to dissipate very quickly because it's too much too fast. So just be mindful. You may be on the receiving end of that. So singles, also too, you may have a lot of residual energy from a heartbreak, or like maybe you need to still process that before you end up dating or engaging in dating, because it feels like with the Three of Swords, the clouds have not parted yet. Like there's still residual energy for you guys that needs to be assessed and processed into your body or through you, before you engage in new situations. That is the active energy of rising above this difficulty. Use the experience as a teacher, use the experience as a guide and as a study to study yourself, study your emotions, study your motives, study why we engage in things. Why, when I get feeling something about something, I turn into a child, right? Or I approach things with such, innocence that I usually get burned. Well, time to grow up. Like there's a lot of things here that need to kind of be addressed. And so I feel like you're going to be experiencing that through how you relate to people in connections. But for singles, maybe deal with your own energy right now before you try and jump out back into the relationship dating pool. Because this is giving, I'm hurt, I feel unseen, I feel wounded, I'm uncomfortable, I'm sad, and but let's go and bang, or let's go and have a rebound. Like maybe that'll help shake off the cobwebs. It won't. It'll just create more entanglement. So be careful about that. For those of you who are in existing relationships, you may be needing to rise above some sort of heartache with a partner, or maybe dealing with a partner who, their immaturity in a situation, or yours, created some sort of level of discomfort or some sort of problem, or here we are bearing to repeat the problem again. It's asking for you to rise above it. It's asking for you both to have communication and rise above it. Yeah, it's asking for you to be of support to each other rather than tearing each other down. It's asking for you to be your partner's confidant and best friend through a hard time. Maybe this can also talk about um, you know, um, physical difficulties or hardships, especially like for those who have maybe had a miscarriage or lost a child or something like that. Like there's time to be present for that, and just be present for that, right? This also indicates father energy, so masculine energy. That's not going to resonate for all of you, but that's the energy that came through for me in that, and I have to share what I pick up on, so that's what that is. Apply it however you choose to, Pisces. What you don't see coming, you have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is actually good because it's saying, I put forth the effort in my life and I have direct results because of that. But I did it on my own. I'm self-made. I did it because I was driven to do that. I drove myself to do that, and here we are reaping the benefits. This is also an energy, Pisces, where it's very important for you in the future, what you don't see coming, to maybe redirect your energy and put the utmost focus on a particular study. Here, it's right under study, some sort of education, or even if you're like going on YouTube and researching things, at least you're getting new perspective, new information. But the whole point of that is to focus your energy diligently on one subject and expand upon that subject. Use that Jupiterian energy that you so are inclined to use because you are part of Jupiter. It helps expand things and grow things. It helps you rise above, but this is a self-made, self-focused energy, so putting your energy on something specific in the future and like having dedication in that regard. Dedication, strategy. That also may help you out of a difficult time, Pisces, just because it kind of redirects your focus and makes it less about love or hard emotions. Not to say that you're not going to process them, but it kind of takes the edge off. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that this is helpful. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment if you choose to, and thanks for donations and reaching out to me privately. I appreciate it. If you want a personal reading, my information's in the description box below. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Pisces.